Hey, it's Anita here, the heart and hands behind the Anita Jewelry brand. Today, I'm excited to share with you yet another treasure tray show off, which at the very least will challenge what you think jewelry should be. And my hope secretly, and now not so secretly, is that maybe it will challenge you to push your style in a slightly different direction that is fun and quirky and definitely a conversation starter. I think this much I can promise you for this show off. But before I proceed on with showing you each one of these wonderful 5 pairs of earrings, just wanted to remind you that you don't have to sit and listen through the whole thing. If you see a pair that you like, I've got direct links in the show notes, so you can go and check out the dimensions and the details of a piece that you might already enjoy. And if you've got any questions, obviously just contact me via my website as well, or comment on anything that you feel like commenting below. I would be very keen to understand what you think about these designs, because they are definitely not conventional. So if you were looking for a piece that expresses something individual that you wanted to bring out to the front from the inside out in your style, this is definitely an opportunity to do that. So anyway, I'm very excited about these, mostly because you're going to see kind of the common thread element in the designs that are in front of you in the 5 pairs of earrings. I'm excited to share them with you because the designs came to me and it was kind of non-negotiable. I just had to execute and do the problem solving that they presented, but it wasn't like they were gonna let me rest. And anyway, I hope they bring you as much pleasure as they did for me to create. And I'm going to get started now with the actual show off. So the first pair that I wanted to share with you is this absolutely amazing Baroque pearl featured piece. I'm going to be very careful how I move these around because they're going to collapse. I've positioned them very carefully. Anyway, so this is copper and various size freshwater pearls. And then the crowning piece of this, the crowning glory piece, is this stunning, massive 2 centimeter Baroque pearl. Not Keshi, Keshi is just a nice name, but of another pearl, but this is a Baroque pearl, to be clear. And these are a design that I wanted to basically to display for you, because it's the manipulation of the copper is very, very unique. It creates, I don't know if you can see it properly here, but it creates this almost like a bed where the pearl is just held, suspended, but very securely as well. And then you have these protrusions of tiny little freshwater pearls, again finished off with a medium, like a rosy, dusty rosy kind of color that complements the copper really well. And then, as you can see, obviously this is an asymmetric pair. This piece came from the same piece of copper as this, and the reason being that I wanted to create similar look and feel of the copper. The one effect that one of the effects that I'm really proud of for these guys, and you can see that the studs basically, sorry, I need to look at what I'm showing you. The one effect that I'm really, really proud to share with you is you can see this pink readiness almost going into lilacs at some stages, into pinks of the copper, and this is all heat prepared that will stay on there. And it really kind of, to me, it combines really well with the iridescence of the pearl that is captured inside. So yeah, this is the first pair that I was going to present to you, and if you like them, I already mentioned the links are going to be below. I'm not even going to attempt to put this back where it was. It's just going to sit like this very exotically. Then the second pair that I wanted to share with you is this total juxtaposition. And to be honest, I don't actually know what the name of these is yet. I haven't named them just because they're so bizarre and weird. And they are only mildly asymmetric. They are an in-ear as opposed to a stud. So you can see the little ear wire here. They have a little bit of movement. It's not a lot of movement. They have a little bit of loose kind of hanging stuff. And again, you're going to see the nuances of the way the copper is colored. These are entirely from copper. There's no stones in here. And they look like creatures to me. And this is what I was saying, that it's like a really, really weird designs that I just needed to bring to fruition, and they will really challenge your style. This design, I wanted to, well, it actually came to me, steady the camera. This design came to me as I was drinking a hot cup of tea, which is really unusual for a hot summer's day, but for some reason I was drinking this tea and I saw the smoke come out of the teacup. So I wanted to, like, immediately this design came to me because I had learned this new way of working with copper, and I wanted to represent that smoke. So you can see how they almost like they fume up the way they are, and these little prongs over here will rotate, and you can actually manipulate them the way you want to manipulate them and move them around, because they swivel around and they bend. So yes, these are one of my favorite pieces. I was contemplating keeping them, but maybe I'll just make myself another pair. If you like them, the direct link is in the show notes. And even if you decide not to get them, but you find that you've got a friend who you know will love this type of style, because it is a very distinct style, it is a very kind of brave and expressive conversation starter, please feel free to forward my video to them and let them make their choice. And again, I'm not going to attempt to leave these where I found them. This is good enough. And then the third pair that I wanted to share with you is yet different again, but it actually harks back to the Romanesque style that I did in my previous treasure tray show off. It's more of a Romanesque style, and this design came to me because of the classical earrings that you see discovered in some of the Roman digs, which are this kind of classical hoop. What I did is I created this extra kind of hinge, where in the Roman times very often they used to just create it from one piece of metal, as you saw in my other treasure tray show off with the other pair of earrings with the pearls. In contrast, these guys are gilded with many beautiful citrines. As you can see, the entire surface of the earrings is studded with these citrines that are very milky and creamy and yet translucent, and some of them are actually quite yellow, some of them are golden. I've tried to vary them, and yeah, so I love these pieces. Again, I should stop saying that I love all my creations, because I do. But basically they are copper, again copper based. The copper is very nicely textured, you can see it over here. They've got a good weight, but they're actually not heavy at all, so they're not likely to tire your ears, and they're very I don't know, I want to say queen warrior type of style, where you know what you stand for, but yet they're feminine because they have the citrines, and they're sunny and they're welcoming, but yet they have this uncompromising, like, okay, you know, I'm here, I know my style, and I'm not willing, you know, I'm not afraid to experiment. So again, if you like them, go ahead and get them. If you've got questions about them, let me know. And then if you have comments either way around these or any of the other designs in this treasure tray show off, please share them with me in the comments below. I would love to know what you think. Style is a very individual thing, and I certainly don't expect all of my designs to appeal to everybody. I know that different people like different stuff, but what I'm uncompromising on in terms of my thinking is that style should be an expression from what's within, and what's within changes depending on the salience in your life at the moment, in your life context. Allow yourself to be flexible and to ride along with what you feel like in this moment, and then follow that through with pieces that you choose for your style, because one of the most difficult things that we find in life is to find a way to nurture ourselves. And I genuinely believe, through experience with myself and many people that I work with, that when you find a way to support yourself visually, which jewelry should be for you, it's a visual affordance, or it's a mutual kind of interplay dance between how you carry yourself visually for yourself and others, and what's on the inside. So anyway, I hope that you will allow yourself the flexibility and the you know, to nurture yourself, basically, to express yourself in the way you need to for that time. I'm reaching for the other piece. I can't wait. Okay, earring set number 4. These guys, who are yet again different, and yet again they have a common thread insofar as that they are copper and they're weird. This pair has a lot more movement. I have named this one, you'll be glad to know, it's called Pearl Bubbles. And what I wanted to reflect with these guys is I wanted to reflect like water bubbling through, bubbling up, the way you see it coming from the sea. And this is reflected in the copper shapes that are surrounding them. The copper shapes are a little bit more protective, while the little pearls are all wrapped up around the main piece. And they look stunning on. That's all I can say to you. These would go really well with either a more kind of official suit. So my English is failing me now, but more of a kind of a work suit to brighten them up and give them a little bit of frivolity and a little bit of femininity. Or you can jazz up your favorite jeans. You know me and my favorite jeans. And a white t-shirt or a white vest in summer. These would really, really be a conversation starter from that point of view. They're really easy to wear, very light, very, very moving, as in, or they move themselves, haha, and they might move you as well. So if they do move you, how's that for a segue? Then the link is in the show notes below. I'm gonna get eventually tired of saying this, but it's worth reminding you after every single set, and that you don't have to wait for me to finish the entire show off. If you like a piece, and if you find a piece that you genuinely feel somebody else would like, even if you don't, feel free to share the video with them and then just send them to the right section so that they don't have to sit and listen to the whole lot. Although I will definitely not be offended if you get them to listen to the whole lot. I don't know how to put this back on. I think this would be it. Good, yeah. And now we're going to go to the final set. And I think this one is probably the weirdest of them all, to the point where I actually call these little guys, let me just bring them forward first, see if I can collapse the whole display with this. It's moving. Okay, these guys are so unusual, and yet I love them so much. They're like the lovable monster. And so I've called these guys creatures, because they look like creatures that are creaking. Maybe because of their kind of sharp movements. So these are basically vintage findings, sparkly and black metal. You can see them. They're really, again, the famous disco ball baby. And then this is a disco disc, if there was ever one. And then it's just copper with glass, genuine glass beads. Quite dark and very varied. You can see there's like everything from tiny little ones to medium-sized ones to slightly bigger ones. And there are in-ear hoops. They look amazing. They're a real conversation starter. And yet again, they're not for everybody's style. This is a genuine message you want to send to yourself and to the world. And the really beautiful thing with this is that they're really tactile, because they're shoulder skimming earrings. So when you wear them, they're going to skim around your shoulders and you can feel their presence. And again, this is something that I wanted to bring up in conversation, is the fact that the beauty of jewelry, the way we use it to empower us into whatever state we feel we should be on that day, is that there's a real affordance between the wearer, which is you, and the piece of jewelry that you choose. So when you're a little bit more intentional about your jewelry, you can really bolster your mood, you can bolster how you show up. And it's not dissimilar to, you know, when you prepare for a meeting, you do your due diligence and you do your research and you make notes for how you want the meeting to go. This is a very similar way. When you style yourself, whether it's with clothes, whether it's with jewelry, whether it's my jewelry or somebody else's jewelry, it doesn't really, you know, it makes no difference. It should be an expression of the inner state that you want to carry through for the day. And you could use it correctively, You can use it reflectively, yeah, and you can use it just to bolster whatever you already feel. So I really hope you will take away that, or I hope there is something in here that tickled your expressive style. Links again below. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, I would encourage you to do so, because that is the only way to find out when I release new pieces, and because I genuinely only make one of each. When a piece is gone, it's gone. It's not going to come back again, so it's probably important not to miss out. Yeah, this is it for the moment. I've carried on for long enough. You know where to find me. Ta-da! And until the next time, this is Anita, the heart and hands behind the Native Jewelry brand. Bye!